Stanford Cardinal. Cardinal off to a perfect 4-0 start. The Zags 2-1. Great to see everyone again. Welcome courtside. I'm Greg Heister along with Stephanie Hawk Freeman. It is a series, a glorious series that renews here today.
It is, and it's just a great matchup, a pre-conference matchup between two great teams where they really can test each other and get a good feel for their teams.
All right, Gonzaga, this is a team that's been picked to finish second in the West Coast Conference. Allie Turner, it begins and ends with her, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a Gonzaga team that's top in the nation of making threes. I mean, look at her numbers. That's part of the reason why preseason WCC, she's got to get and find ways to get open, to get good-looking outside shots to open up the inside paint for Gonzaga.
And when you talk about the inside, case in point, Lauren Whitaker. We didn't see her last year, now a redshirt freshman, but she's tough.
Man, I've been waiting to watch her in person. She is coming off a terror of a game where she had 29 points, 12 of 18 from the floor, and she knocked down 4 threes herself. I fully expect her to keep this trend going and have another big game.
And she's a Kiwi, so you know she's country tough. All right, starting lineup for today's game. The Cardinals, Swain, Lapolo, Aguera, Shumferi, let me get it right, Shumfai and Ogden. Gonzaga, Betancourt, Turner, Akuso, Smith, and Whitaker. A lot of new faces and names for GU. We'll talk about that throughout the ball game. What's Gonzaga got to do early? This is a good Stanford team.
Really is. I think you just got to be patient. Stanford's not one to really push in the full court. They're not going to pressure you come out, but they're so solid defensively. And so you've got to make sure that you're really sharp and you're playing as a team.
And when you consider all the great offensive players over the year at Stanford, it's really been their defense that has built this program. They're always good defensively, it seems.
And they're so long. They really are long. So if you're Gonzaga, you just got to make sure that you're paying attention. Like I said, the attention to details on this.
So Gonzaga wins the opening tip. Obviously in their home whites, Stanford in their road blacks to the post. This is Whitaker. Shot long, rebound clear, back come the Cardinals.
And you can already see that the Cardinals are going to double team Whitaker down low.
$18 to shoot. Aguera from the elbow bangs that one through. Stanford with the first bucket.
Aguera 6'2", really long. She can play the 3 and 4, and she's a really good shooter. She's one of the veterans on this team with as many young talent that they have.
Now Gonzaga will look to answer. And boy, Turner, she gets the elbow. She'll shoot 80% from there.
Pure shot.
Yeah.
Just a pure form. It comes off her fingers so light and soft.
But a good looking shot there coming off a screen left wide open by the Cardinal defense. And now Stanford going right at Whitaker. Shot from the corner for 3 off the top of the backboard by Shumfai. And back comes GU. Tied at 2. Okuso. 3-ball. Bang. Big time start.
Big start. I like the way that Smith did not panic when that extra defender came. She found the open player, and that's what you got to do. You got to make Stanford pay when they lose you defensively.
Weak side rebound by Turner, and she'll push it now. Look to feed the post. Out on top. Betancourt. Boy, did she have a good friend in town the other day. We'll talk about that in a moment. 8 to shoot for Gonzaga. The spin to the middle. No whistle. Saved. 3 to shoot. Bang! Big time bomb. And who else? Allie Turner.
Again, not panicking, finding the shooter, recognizing the shot clock. I was calling it. I said, you got to watch for the shot clock, and they did.
Turner now 2 for 2, 5 points to begin. Offensive foul against Stanford. The last time Stanford was on this floor, Gonzaga came away with a victory. 7:31 to go in the first, and the Zags up by 6 right now, led by Allie Turner. Stage not too big so far for Turner. And now she'll run the point. Another sellout crowd here at the McCarthy Athletic Center this afternoon. for Gonzaga Stanford. Apollo trying to stop the ball. 7 to shoot. And the takeaway. And unforced error there by Taylor Smith.
And that's when it gets dangerous. When you give Stanford those live ball turnovers, Swain has jets. She can get up the floor, and when she gets going downhill, she is extremely hard to stop. Nice job, though, transitioning back and not allowing her that opportunity.
Stanford gave it right back, though, with the traveling call, their second turnover. Cardinal have started 1 of 3. Gonzaga now 3 of 5 as a team, up by 6 with the basketball. Little stutter, left hand falls off the rim, but free throws coming. And a foul called there. Number 22, Mary Ashley Stevenson.
Well, this is what I've been so excited to see with Okuso. She comes in. She was a WCC Freshman of the Year at St. Mary's, transfers in this year. She can get into the paint, and she's got that nice little left-hand scoop. I think she can really draw the defense in, which will then open Turner up out on the three-point line.
Zariah Okuso, her friends call her Z, so we'll call her Z for the rest of the season. But this is like somebody playing for the Boston Red Sox coming to the New York Yankees to play. Right. She left St. Mary's. She left Moraga to come to Spokane. And a left hand off the inbound. And Zach's taken away and score it.
You got to credit Inesh with that. Just providing that initial pressure gets the turnover. And they really like the way Inesh has settled in this year. She's really leading out on the court. Great job.
And right about now, Stanford realizing they're in for a tough game, and a foul called there on Taylor Smith. And that will put Mary Ashley Stevenson at the free throw line.
And Mary Ashley Stevenson comes at 6'2". She's a transfer, which Stanford doesn't have very many transfers into the program. Former Big Ten Freshman of the Year as well. Provides a lot of energy.
Free throw up and good by Stevenson, who grew up in New York City. And that stops an 11-0 run for GU. 1 of 2. Okuso with the rebound. How about the Zags? They've got a couple of ball handlers this year, don't they?
You were just reading my mind. This is so true. With Z out there, Inesh and Allie Turner, you've basically got 3 guards out there that can get the Zags set up in offense.
Betancourt the miss. Aguera with the rebound, and Stanford now on the prowl. Down by 8. 6 minutes to play here in this opening quarter in Spokane. Cardinal, about 45% of their offense comes from their freshman class. They're young, but they've got a solid group of veterans as well. And Aguero will go to the free throw line, the junior from Minneapolis. And that is number 2 on Taylor Smith.
And that's tough. When you talk about the length of the Cardinal, you've got Smith with 2 fouls. You got to dig a little bit deeper. And Aguero, you got to credit her. She's getting herself to the line where she's an 89% free throw shooter. You know, just having a hard time finding the bottom of the net.
Yeah, as a team, they're 1 of 3. That's the first attempt for Aguera. One of 2, and it's an 11-4 spread. Betancourt. Turner working off the screen. It was moving, and a foul called on Dolan McKinley. And that'll give it back to Stanford. And a chance to trim into this Zag lead. You agree with that call?
Yeah, I think just a little too much movement there. Got to get set and just stay there. Stanford they're physical, they're strong, so you got to hold your ground.
Shot off from the wing from Chloe Carty. Turner now. You got to pick her up at midcourt. Betancourt drives the baseline, reverse. 13-4.
Great read. I mean, really just taking what the defense gave her. Wide open layup. Nobody comes over to help.
Now the back door, that's off of Clardy. Unable to reel that pass in. Another turnover against Stanford, their 4th in the opening quarter.
You can see Ogden just completely sitting on her left hand there, and Inesh just goes right in for the layup.
So uncharacteristically, this Stanford team, I don't think their defensive efforts what we're accustomed to, and they're turning the ball over early. There's Turner at the elbow, 15 to shoot. Betancourt threw it away. Aguirre stepped in front of that pass, and that is turnover number 3 against the Zags. Elbow jump shot is off, and the rebound cleared by Whitaker. Turner to the post, the catch, the step through, Dolan, tough bucket. 15-4.
Boy, I'm not sure how she kept her pivot foot on that one. She got all of her length.
And then a quick shot at the other end by Haley Swain, a freshman from Marietta, Georgia. Found a soft spot in that Zag defense and connected from the corner. That rimmed out. That's Turner's first miss. Well, an explosive start to this game against Stanford for Gonzaga. 3:59 to play in the first. Gonzaga 15. The Cardinal of Stanford 6. Well, today's keys to the game brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com.
Hey, if you're Gonzaga, you got to contain your player. You got to take it personal, right? You got to shut them down, because if you get beat, then that throws your defense and makes it really susceptible to mismatches, and you're scrambling. Kind of something that Coach Fortier talked about, how she kind of thought they were a little bit average in a few of the previous games. And then own the glass, 1 through 5. Stanford so long. They are plus 14.8 rebound margin on the season so far. They average 13 offensive boards. Yet to get one, I think that might be a point made by Coach Pay in the timeout.
Whitaker, nice catch and finish. She's off to a good start for GU, her first make, but she's been really active. Making it tough for the Stanford Cardinal inside. Eschmeyer, the catch, can't finish. Defense there by Jaden Hale. One and done. Zags back on offense. Whitaker again coming off at 29. Looking to have another big game here this afternoon. We'll go back to the free throw line.
Hey, and I'm telling you, if you want to see classic transition post, watch Whitaker on that last play. She buries her defender. She was so deep in the paint where all she had to do was turn around. There was nothing that the Cardinal defense could do.
And Whitaker out of New Zealand, as we talked about, 6'3". And is she the next in line for a great post here at Gonzaga? There have been a lot of them. None better than who patrolled that area the last, 4 or 5 years in Yvonne Egypt.
Yep.
Is she the next great one?
I think so. She has shown just bright spots all over. You can see that she'll go to work inside, but she can also hit the three-point line, which Gonzaga posts, right, in the past. That transition three, stretch the defense out has been a key.
And a little Gonzaga pressure there, but bailed out by the personal foul. And it's on Taryn Gardner, former Meade High School star here in Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
Transferred in. I don't know how if you want to play women's basketball, I don't know how you leave Spokane area. If you're a D1 player, how do you leave? And there aren't a lot, especially on the West Coast, there aren't a lot of fan bases that support their women's program like this one does.
Right. I mean, look at the atmosphere here. We got the Kennel Club down
Yes.
here. This place is full. And just a great atmosphere, a great place to play, like you were saying. And it's just nice to have Gardner here. I'm really excited to watch her as she develops throughout the season. Just that spark off the bench.
Well, we're glad she decided to come home. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes a kid just has to get away from mom and dad, right?
Yep.
Oh, go give it a try for a year somewhere else. Look at the pressure. Zach defense. Almost thrown away. Clardy runs it down. 3 to shoot. She got it up. And it rimmed out. And Okuso with the rebound. Z falling away. What a move that was, but well off. And back comes Stanford. Shamfai. Baseline jump shot, pretty one by Courtney Ogden, the junior from Atlanta.
Yeah, really pretty. Just able to really get into a rhythm there with that dribble, not disrupted at all.
And a double dribble. Turnover number 4 against Gonzaga. Gives it back to Stanford, down by 10. Dolan back on the floor for GU. Who else just came in? Not sure, but Whitaker goes out for the time being. Here's Swain. Swain drives into the paint. And nice finish.
So one thing about,
and the turnover. And a bucket.
Chloe Clardy coming through. This is a really interesting player. She averages the most minutes for the Cardinal at 29, but she comes off the bench. She is really a solid, steady player there. Sneaky, picking off that inbounds.
Out of Conway, Arkansas. She can make it a 5-point game. And she does. And Stanford chipping away here with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Betancourt. Here's Turner. Defense chasing into the paint. Bounce. Plenty of time. 15 to shoot for Gonzaga. Betancourt now will reset it. 8 to shoot. Betancourt off the screen. Drives the paint. Good defense. Gonzaga ball, but just 3 to shoot as Shamfai was there with the defense.
And that length, using all of the 6'3" there. Nesh tried to get it over her, but not this time.
Christabel Osorobo, number 12, just checked in for GU as Turner gets a breather. And tripping and falling, it's a loose ball. Gonzaga trying to get there first. Picks it up, 1 to shoot. And it'll be Stanford ball. Great hustle by Jordan Hale to try to get there.
Yeah.
But she had to get there before Stanford. That was job number 1.
Yep.
There was no way she was going to get the ball to her teammates for a look. But you didn't want to give up a lay-in to Stanford there, down by 5, or up by 5. Here's Clardy. Driving. Bounce. A good play defensively by Hale, but the foul is called. And now the officials come together. Stanford on a 7-0 run. They've made their last 3 shots. What are you seeing, Steph?
I think just settling into the game. You know, they just, like you said, some of those earlier shots were good looks. They just weren't falling for them and just being patient. They're so solid and disciplined on this. And, you know, Gonzaga's done a really nice job, I think, defensively, just knowing the personnel. This Cardinal team brings in a lot of lefties. So when you're out there, like I said, when you're guarding the personnel, you got to know the scout. You got to know which way they like to go. And it's a good one. I mean, this is what you want in the pre-conference, you know? Yeah. Good test.
And I don't care how big the lead is against Stanford.
Yep.
You know they're coming back.
Yep.
Minute 32 to play in the first quarter. Z Okuso on the floor with the basketball right now for Gonzaga. Hale ready to set a screen. Ogden went under it. Loose ball, deflection. Gonzaga keeps it alive. Betancourt open 3. Looks good, and it is. Betancourt with 5.
So big for her to knock down those shots.
That ends a 7-0 run for Stanford. Gonzaga back in the lead now by 8. Aguera with the basketball. Clardy, free throw line jumper, falls off the front. Okuso with the rebound. And Z now with her head up. Betancourt trying to get around Swain, can't do it. 40 to play in quarter number 1. Dolan there to set a screen. Okuso, elbow, jump shot, short. Long rebound, back comes Stanford, a 2-on-2. Aguirre can't score it, goes out of bounds, should be off of Eschmeyer, but I think they call it off of GU and give possession to Stanford. The 6,000 in attendance don't agree.
Nope. Got to be smart here. 24 on the clock.
I don't see a challenge coming from Coach Fortier.
Nope.
Too early in the game. Perhaps. Here's Aguirre. 20 to shoot. This won't be a quick one. Stanford will drain the clock. Play for 1. Flaherty the drive against 2 white jerseys.
Okuso is looking at the clock. She knows.
Can she get it off? Shot up, and she's going to shoot free throws. She waited to the last 10th of a second to put the pressure on Stanford's defense and make them commit, and draws the foul.
But immediately when she got that ball, she looked up at the clock. She knew exactly how much time she was working with, and she knew how fast she could get up that floor.
Front end is in. Z Okuso now with 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. 1 of 2. And it's a 22-13 advantage for Gonzaga at the end of 1. Give the Zags credit. They got off to a quick lead. Stanford started to counterpunch. And then at the end of that first quarter, the Zags come up big again, and they push it back to a 9-point advantage. Second quarter when we come back. And welcome back. Let's take a look back to December 3rd, 2023. Gonzaga with a big victory against Stanford. Tara Vanderveer's final coaching appearance against GU. Zags led by 4 at the half, but outscored Stanford 32-16 in the third. Yvonne Ejim, Brenna Maxwell each had 27 points. In all, 5 Zags scored in double figures. Ejim a double-double, 27 and 12. Stanford's worst loss in nearly 4 years. The Zags got them. Big time game.
It was a big time game, and I like the biggest
we were here
piece
for
was
that, right?
We were.
Yeah.
5 Zags in double figures, and I think that's what they've got to do today here as well. It's got to be attacking from all different angles and
now,
from other players.
If there's Stanford fans watching, there's a big yeah but right now. I get it. Cameron Brink didn't play for a lot of that game. It certainly did impact it. She played 11 minutes in that game, and Gonzaga came away with the big victory. A win's a win. 10 to shoot. And nice finish inside by Aguirre, Nunu Aguirre from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, you just really got to appreciate Aguirre's game. She can really get it done, drive. She throws in some spins. She's got a little mid-range jumper. Like I said, she plays the 4-3. One of the more experienced players on this Cardinal team.
Trying to get it to the post. Here's Whitaker. Skip to the corner. Betancourt. Okuso's 3 off the front of the rim. Long rebound. Ogden with it for Stanford. Little move there against Turner, but runs into Whitaker. Ducked under, connected. Boy, I like her game. Courtney Ogden, the junior from Atlanta, good. Really good.
You got to keep her out of that spot, because
yes.
That's 2 really nice jumpers. We've seen her hit from that baseline there.
But she grabbed the rebound coast to coast,
Yep.
made 2 moves, and got a shot away and connected. Long shot there by Whitaker. 5-point game. Stanford trying to get as close as they've been in a long time. The bucket here makes it a 1-possession game. Aguirre in and out. Point blank. Allie Turner's been quiet in a while. Betancourt. And now they'll back it up. And a foul. Defense too rugged by Talana Lapolo.
And I think that's what you're going to see throughout the season here for Allie Turner, is that they're going to try and put more physical, stronger guards on her to try and take her out of the game. Lapolo's so strong. Right? Yeah. But Allie staying composed on that and able to pick up that foul on Lapolo.
Plenty of time here. Step back. Shot is off the front. Ogden picked up the loose ball, chased from behind. Stanford again down by 5 with the ball. Backdoor cut. Ogden the finish with the left hand.
Great cut. Just a great cut and a little drop pass there. Ogden right at the rim. Easy look. Again, if you're Gonzaga, you have to talk and communicate, because that's what the Cardinal does. They run that split action. They make those cuts.
And pass too high from Sierra Lichty. Whitaker couldn't get to it. Turnover number 7 against GU. And now Stanford can tie this game with a 3.
And that's something they haven't done yet in the game, is to knock down a 3. Just 0 for 3 in the game. They haven't taken a lot of them, but they have yet to knock one down.
And the miss, Whitaker clears it. From the corner, boy, that's a big shot. Gonzaga needed that. And Tara Gardner, the sophomore, I'm sure with a lot of family here this afternoon, buries it from that deep corner.
Yeah, another deadly weapon coming off the bench for Gonzaga in that game against Toledo. She went 4 for 6 behind the 3-point line, so she can get it going.
And now the rebound by McKinley Dolan gives Gonzaga a chance. So Stanford has chipped away at Gonzaga's lead. It was at 12 at the highest point. They've chipped away a few times, and then Gonzaga's come up with an answer. Big possession here to extend it even farther, up by 6. Betancourt, free throw line jumper is off. Long rebound foul called on McKinley Dolan.
But I think that's a great point that you made. So right here, you're talking about that response, and this is one of those big responses. You come down and hit a 3. Stanford could have tied it with the 3, and instead it's Gonzaga coming down and hitting the shot. So every time Stanford comes sneaking in there, looking close to tie or take the lead, Gonzaga has come back with a response.
Julia Wilson, number 3 on the floor for GU, a freshman from Temecula, California. Clardy, the drive, got by Turner, and the easy lay-in, 25-21.
Yeah, the Cardinal just spreading everybody out. There was no help side defense because they were all out on their man.
Clardy now with 5 points for Stanford. And again, from the corner, from the near side corner this time for Taryn Gardner. Boy, did the Zags need that offense. Back-to-back threes.
And I mean, what a headache, too. You think you got Allie Turner locked down, and now you got to pay attention to Taryn Gardner.
Aguirre spins. Left hand is short. Wanted a whistle. She's grimacing. And now up and moving. Down the lane, Clardy with good defense there, and a jump ball called. Gives it to Gonzaga. It looked like Gardner was on her way to the bucket again, but that defense by Stanford. Clardy got a hand on the ball and tied her up.
And Clardy just works. She just unrelentless out there, average about 2.8 steals a game. But not only can she get it done offensively, she is out there hustling. I mean, she's out there guarding Turner, making life miserable.
What a rebound from the weak side. Hitting threes and big rebounds for Gardner. He's camped out in the corner right now. 5 to shoot. Turner, launch, bang!
I mean, what do you do? Clardy was right there, up in her face.
Allie Turner with 8. It's back to a 10-point Zag lead. And the drive, and that shot is off by Swain, and back comes Turner with the basketball. Allie hunting a shot. You could tell by that last 3, she doesn't need much space nor time. She's got plenty there. Shot on the way. That one's long. Shoots over 50% from downtown, and she's 2 for 4 in this game. Clardy at the other end, and she's fouled by Allie Turner. And a chance for a 3-point play when we come back. Quarter number 2, 4:03 to play in this first half. Zags up by 8.
But I mean, when you shoot at the percentage that she does, you've got the green light. Allie Turner really coming out and responding after the Colorado State performance, where it wasn't our typical, where we saw how Allie plays. And I like the way that she's come out. She's looked for a shot. She looks confident. She's got 8 points, but also 3 assists.
And just needs literally a millisecond to get that shot off, and it's accurate. And again, not making any comparisons. Don't go crazy out there, but it looks like a Steph Curry shot to me. That quick catch, and like it's just from catch to release is literally milliseconds. And now a chance for Stanford. Off the Gonzaga turnover. Clardy.
And that's a couple times the Cardinal have caught Gonzaga on those inbounds. They've got to be aware that while not normally do they pick up full court, they are looking to sneak in there.
Stevenson the rebound off the miss from the corner. And now 10 to shoot. Swain the drive, got all the way in there but missed the shot. Rebound, it won't go for Aguirre, but a foul is called and free throws coming for Stanford. (31-24), 3:25 to play. And Aguirre calmly knocks it through. So how big of an advantage is it to be left-handed in the game of basketball?
Extras down there, yeah. So
it didn't matter.
It didn't, yeah. I think it matters more if you can go both ways. Obviously, if you're just all the way left, you can scout for that, right? You're going to shade to the, make them go to the right. But if you're ambidextrous, it can move both ways.
So they just changed the call. Initially, they ruled that it was off of Jaden Hale. The officials got together and said, no, it was off of Ogden. Gonzaga ball. Bounce to the post. Whitaker the catch. The move shot was blocked. Goes out of play and remains with GU, 15 to shoot.
And Aguirre just making that so tough for Whitaker down there. She's really picking up. She got herself to the free throw line. Good defensive play there.
Turner trying to inbound it. Akuso working off a screen. Whitaker out there. And the rebound cleared by Nunu Aguirre.
And you need to move the ball side to side and see if you can get that Cardinal defense to shift.
And the reverse doesn't go. Haley Swain hit it off the bottom of the backboard. Here's Turner going right at Ogden. Ball was stripped from behind and a foul called on Courtney Ogden. She doesn't agree with the call. And that is 2 on her. Turner out. So explain to our viewers, they take Allie out of the game on an inbound. I think it's happened twice this half.
Well, that would be where we don't have the advantage of being with that coaching staff every day.
But there's a reason why. Yeah. Oh, there's an offensive foul on Whitaker. And that is, I believe, her second personal, and slow to get up. There's Chloe Clardy. That'd be a tough loss for Stanford. I think she's okay. Gonzaga now with 9 turnovers. Stanford with 5. I have to go back and look, but at least 4 of those 5 coming in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. That you mentioned early on the turnovers for Cardinal, and they've really locked down on that.
Ogden the catch on the give and go. 4-point game. Ogden, boy, she looks like a really good player. 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Zags need a bucket. Betancourt again. The drive hangs. Clardy clears the miss. Back comes Stanford. Up to Swain. She's got Stevenson with her. Deflection. Aguirre now will reset it. Ogden just threw an elbow down there against Hale. No whistle. 8 to shoot. Picked up by Ogden. Free throw line. Step back from the elbow is long. And the rebound by Gardner. Here's Betancourt. Hale, catch. Missed it, got it back. Through Stevenson.
You gotta like the effort by the freshman, not giving it up. She didn't give up her position, goes right back up. Great fight inside. You mentioned it earlier, down low, she's working.
And there's a turnover, the 6th of the game for Stanford. Running the floor but can't finish is Hale. 54.7 to go, goes back to Stanford.
And I think she would have had it, but her momentum was carrying her away from the basket, and which made her leave that shot short.
Needed to get to a jump stop.
Yeah.
Foul called here on Dolan, and it's going to result in a free throw for Mary Ashley Stevenson. And that is 3 on Dolan. So she goes to the bench. And she's replaced by Taylor Smith, number 20. Zags with some defense, with some depth this year.
Yeah, and with some length too as well. Got some long players coming in.
Stevenson missing that free throw, well short of the rim. Well, hit the rim, but well short of the hole. That one's right on, 1 of 2. 5-point advantage for Gonzaga. Ijiwoye, number 6 on the floor for Stanford. And there's the turnover. Double-digit turnovers now for Gonzaga, and yet they lead by 5.
Yeah, you're definitely going to address that at the halftime. Lichty wasn't even looking for that pass.
Zags have hit 6 threes. That's been the difference. They're 6 of 10 from behind the line. Stanford 0 for 4. Here's Swain. Ball tipped away, grabbed by Stevenson. And a chance for the reset for the Cardinal. Stevenson the catch. Clardy's 3. There's the shot from downtown. 1 of 5, and it's a 2-point game.
Big shot. She's shooting 35% on the year. You got to respect that.
An offensive foul on the screen. That's on Sierra Lichty, a graduate player from Riverton, Utah. And now with 4.5 to go, Stanford with a chance to take the lead with a 3. And the Zags now 1 of their last 7 shots, 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Swain down the lane. I don't think she got it off, and she didn't. So Gonzaga preserves a 2-point lead at the half at 33-31. They led by as many as 12, had an 11-0 run in that first quarter, but credit to Stanford for hanging in there, and they come battling back. Gonzaga led the offense and defensive boards 23-17. Zag shot 40%, Stanford 40%. And all we saw 17 turnovers in that first half. So not the cleanest of first halves.
No, definitely a lot of talking points to go into the halftime and review and kind of regroup, right? Refocus here.
Yeah, really, I think Gonzaga played well other than that last 4 minutes here in the second quarter. They really were taking it to Stanford, but credit to Cardinals. They came back. You know they would. But it sets up a really nice second half for us. Gonzaga 33, Stanford 31 after the first 2 quarters of play. We're at the half of the McCarthy Athletic Center. Come on back. Entertaining first half between Gonzaga and Stanford. The Zags with a 2-point lead, 33-31. They led by as many as 12. They had an 11-0 run in that first quarter. For a long time there, they actually looked like the better team, but credit to Stanford. They eventually dug in, got their defense going, started hitting some shots, but more importantly, creating turnovers. The turnovers were the big story.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Gonzaga with 11 turnovers. They've turned those 11 turnovers into 11 points, and I think that's the story. We kind of talked about the end of that second half. It kind of got away a little bit there. Yeah,
and Stanford really got it going. Points off turnovers, 11 points. So 11 turnovers for Gonzaga, created 11 points for Stanford, and that really allowed them to climb back in and get to within 2 points. But we did mention there were a couple of different moments in that first half for Gonzaga where they had built a lead, Stanford climbs back, and then Gonzaga responded. The first few minutes of this third quarter will be very key to Gonzaga winning this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you come out just like you came out at the beginning of the game. You got to go in at halftime, refocus on a few things. I think definitely moving the ball around early on in the game. They saw some success because they moved the ball around and made that defense shift, and they took advantage of what was given to them.
Yeah, and Allie Turner got off to a hot start. They need her to get off to a hot start in this third quarter. She was big time in that first.
Yeah, coming out, she's shot 3 for 6 in the game, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. Couple rebounds, 8 points, 3 assists. But they've been big time shots. She had that shot clock buzzer beater that she made a big 3 with the response, and you like the way she came out. She's come out so far today, especially after kind of a lackluster performance against Colorado State.
Yeah, Zia Okuso also was 7 points and 5 rebounds in that first half. Gardner off the bench, 6 points, 5 boards. Boy, was that a bright spot. 2 big-time threes.
Big-time threes, and just giving them that spark off the bench, right? Coming down and continuing to keep it open in the paint for the bigs to work down low, knocking down those threes, and like you said, getting on the boards.
Yeah, and look at the rebounding numbers, 23-17. The advantage to Gonzaga. Whitaker with those 2 fouls was not on the floor as much as she should be here in this second half. She's key to Gonzaga winning, but when's the last time you've seen a Stanford Cardinal team out-rebounded by 6 here against Gonzaga? I don't think it's happened, probably.
I
guess
they are very, very good because of their length and their just tenacity on the boards. They're top in the nation. They've got a plus 14.8 rebounding margin so far on the season. You've got to continue to keep them off, especially those offensive boards. Don't give them any of those second chance opportunities.
Obviously, though, those 3-point field goal numbers the key to that first half, and it's why Gonzaga is leading. They hit 6 of 10. Stanford just 1 of 5. 6 of 10. SWX Gonzaga women's basketball game a week from today. The Zags take on their local rivals, the Eastern Washington Eagles. The Eagles tip-off is set for 2. It's the Zags and the Eagles live next Sunday only on SWX, your home for local sports. Your only home. Gonzaga's upcoming schedule is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. ICCU offers banking for the whole family, whether it's teaching your kids lifelong saving habits, keeping an eye on their online spending, or financing the family car. ICCU is everything your family needs to achieve financial success. See how ICCU is smart banking, family style at ICCU.com. South Dakota State, EW, Indiana, Iowa State, or Marquette, Grand Canyon. What do you see there, Steph?
A great pre-conference schedule, a tough one, all right? Going on the road down to South Dakota State, they're always tough. But testing this team early on and, you know, making them work through some things and hopefully get them all fine-tuned and ready to go for conference play. Yeah,
that would be really nice to get a lot of key victories. Zags now 2-1 on the season. And boy, a victory today against Stanford would be enormous. They've got a shot, 33-31. They got to continue to shoot the ball and control the boards like they have, but got to clean up the turnovers. Just, you know, and look, credit Stanford's defense, but it wasn't all that. There were just some bad turnovers in that second quarter for the Zags as well. But that's why you have halftime, so the coaches can go in there and, you know, get them going.
Get things sorted out.
Yes, just like, you know, kind of get it all back in line, get it put back together, and get them out here. All right, halftime continues. Back in a moment. There's a squirrel in the tree there, Steph. I grew up on squirrels, but that's a whole other topic, isn't it? Kate Pay, Stanford head coach in her second season, played 4 years at Stanford. Member of 2 Final Four teams and a '92 national championship. 17 seasons as the head coach under the great Tara Vanderveer. 2-time WBCA National Assistant Coach of the Year. Stanford.
Oh, what a time for her to take over, leading the Cardinal into their first season in the ACC and navigating all the changes and just, you know, you got to figure out all the ops that goes with that as well.
Yeah.
And so quite a first year for her, but like you said, in great hands. She's been with this program forever. Just really excited to see where she takes this team this year and how these freshmen come along, you know, how she puts all these pieces together and how they shake out in the ACC.
And, you know, because I know you were wondering, it tastes like chicken.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the follow-up.
Gonzaga 33, Stanford 31. And we are ready for the start of the third quarter. And kind of a, you know, each team feeling each other out in that first half. I think we got a really good finish in store here this afternoon. Gonzaga hot start, but man, they were 6 of 10 from downtown. They continue to rebound the ball like they did, shoot it well, cut the turnovers in half. They got a real shot.
Right, and continue to stay patient on offense, right? Yeah, because there was some looks there. If they move the ball around and make it work, and you know, you gotta look. They've got Whitaker back in. They've got Turner back in. Also for the Cardinal, you got Shamfai in. You know, when she gets the ball, she is always looking to score. So you really don't want her to get going.
Here's Ogden. She had a big first half for Stanford. Jump shot is off. Whitaker a one-handed rebound as that miss by Swain gives it back to GU. Stanford's only lead of the game, I believe, was at 2-0. And Gonzaga has been in front since. They give it right back, though. Turnover number 12 for GU. The catch and the finish. We're tied at 33.
And Whitaker fronting Aguera, doing her job, but there was no help side, nobody around, and Ogden just put that on point there for an easy 2.
To the post, here's Whitaker. Squares on Aguera. Shamfai got the ball out of her hands. Okuso to the baseline. Bounce. Taylor can't get to it. Another turnover. Back-to-back turnovers for GU to start the third. And now Stanford can take their first lead since 2-0, and there it is. The easy bucket for Shamfai.
And again, no weak side or backside help by the Zags. You've got to be sitting in that paint. .15 to shoot. Betancourt. Allie Turner looking for a crease. 6 to shoot now. Okuso buried in the corner. Underneath, Whitaker got it off, but the shot was blocked by Aguera. And possession to Stanford. And now the Zags on their heels a little bit to start this third. Shamfai took a dribble, step back, jumper is off. Long rebound, Gonzaga can tie it. Okuso.
Turner the drive, picked it back up, had to get rid of it. Defense was there. And now Betancourt. Whitaker fires the three. Tipped out, but right to Lopolu. And Stanford again can build on their bucket lead here. Taken away. Betancourt with Turner. Missed the lay-in. Ogden running back. Cleared the miss, and now Haley Swain with it.
Oh, that would have been just what Gonzaga needed to get the momentum going in the second half.
And another turnover now by Stanford and a foul called on Ogden. The bump of Betancourt. So a real clunky start now to this third quarter, really, by both programs.
Stanford definitely coming out in the second half better, playing a little better. Gonzaga has got to find something, a good shot. They got to get a good shot to go, just to kind of, break the seal on that lid, see it go, and get things flowing.
Stanford hit their first two shots, but we've got 5 turnovers between these two teams. And there's Allie Turner, found a soft spot. That's a 2, tied at 35.
And good job getting back. Stanford does such a good job of advancing that ball. All 5 white jerseys sitting in the paint, waiting for them.
The polo bounce. Turner takes it away. Zags defense clamping down there. Whitaker. Akuso. Turner, there's a quick trigger. That 3 well off. Lopolo will let it go wide. Zags now 1 for 4 start here in the third. Whitaker out of the game right now for GU. Jaden Hale, the freshman from Fargo, North Dakota, checks in. I've been to Fargo. Cool place. Cold in the winter. Stevenson, elbow jumper rimmed out. Kuso, for some reason, swatted the rebound out when she could have grabbed it.
Yeah. And she had it if she would have just gone back up and grabbed it, but decided to tip it out.
Flaherty buries the 3, and now Stanford, their largest lead of the game, is at 3. Turner poked at, out to Betancourt. Zags need to find some flow on offense here. Taylor can't handle the pass. It's taken away by Eschmeyer. To the post. Eschmeyer, good defense. Betancourt picked it up and will move into the paint, and she traveled. 5th turnover now of the third quarter. Either one of these teams goes on a spurt and they're going to open up a big time lead, but neither team can do it right now.
No, I don't know. This just might be how the game goes, and it comes down to the last couple possessions.
Nothing coming easy right now. Stanford starts 3 of 7 with 3 turnovers. Make it 4 of 8 now with 3 turnovers. Gonzaga's 1 of 4 with 5 turnovers. Stanford with their largest lead of 5. Backdoor cut. Betancourt lay-in. Zags needed that. And is this a chance for a 3 or a timeout? Timeout has been called. 4:48 to play in the third. Stanford with a 3-point lead at 40-37. Great backdoor cut, great pass, and the finish by Betancourt. It's getting good in Spokane. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. There's Coach Fortier. What a run it's been for her. Amazing job. 12th season now as the head coach. She's won nearly 80% of her games. Nearly 90% of her games in the West Coast Conference. 7-time Coach of the Year. 8 NCAA tournament appearances. The 2024 Kathy Delaney-Smith National Coach of the Year.
It's pretty impressive.
It just keeps building and building and building.
Yeah, and when you look at that winning percentage, she's 5th in active D1 coaches with 5 or more years under her belt. And then just a fun little tidbit there. Her coaching staff, her and her core assistants are just one of 3 that have been together for over 12 plus years. I mean, you talk about a,
offensive foul on Clardy. She doesn't agree. But no bucket. Gonzaga ball. Lisa Fortier is a legend. Just an absolute legend. Stanford doesn't like the call. Gonzaga ball. When we local KHQ and SWX tomorrow night is the 19th ranked Zag men welcome the Southern Utah Thunderbirds to the Kennel. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock locally. WX your home for local sports. Zag men, boy, are they good.
They are fun.
And only going to get better. That defense is amazing. Sam Darnold just threw another interception. The Rams have the ball at the 20. 40-37. Zags need a bucket. 2 for 5 here in the third. Allie Turner hunting a shot right now, but Stanford's defense is tough. And Whitaker with the catch, but a foul called on Mary Ashley Stevenson.
Just good battling down low with the posts. We saw it a little bit in the first half.
That's 3 on Stevenson. That's 3 on Stanford this quarter. Whitaker the catch off the inbound. Shot was blocked by O'Gara. Gonzaga ball 19 to shoot. Whitaker now 1 of 7, 4 rebounds. Stanford's done a good job with her today. Really leaned into O'Gara and a chance for 3. That was a big-time bucket right there. That's a post player that knows what she's doing.
That's when you say go to work, and she went to work. She took the contact, but didn't settle for the contact. She looked to finish that.
I love that lean. She actually is the one that created a contact, and she pushed back, created a little space, took the foul, made the bucket, but can't hit the free throw. Stevenson the rebound. 40-39, Lapolo with the basketball. Here's Swain. Swain down the lane, poked away from behind. Whitaker with it, got it to Turner, smart decision. Betancourt, open 3, short. Whitaker somehow got in position for that rebound, but missed the putback.
Well, a great read by Whitaker on that offside to just establish position, unable to get the 2, but you gotta like the idea.
She ran a long way in a dead sprint to be there on the weak side off that shot. There's a long miss, and now Turner with it. Gardner hit 2 big threes in the second quarter for GU with the ball. Taylor to the corner. Here's Turner trying to deal with Clardy, and threw it too high into the corner to Betancourt. And turnovers continue to be a problem right now for GU.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. 17 turnovers, and Stanford's turned that into 17 points for them. They can't afford those turnovers.
And the beauty of it, they have turned it over 17 times, but they're only down by a point. If they can curb the turnovers from this point forward, they might win. But you get the sense if they can't stop the flow of turnovers, it's going to be difficult to win.
Yeah.
15 to shoot, and a whistle, and a foul called away from the ball, and this will be on Gardner. And Coach Fortier wanting an explanation. And that'll bring Z Okuso off the bench as Betancourt goes out. That foul was called on Gardner, her second. Here's Clardy with the catch. To the rim, and somehow got it to drop.
Man, she just put her head down and said, I'm going to the rim on that one, Clardy.
Good defense. Swain missed the shot. And the putback by O'Gara is good, but back-to-back turnovers. And now Stanford back in front by 5. Seven turnovers in this third quarter, still 2 minutes to play. Whitaker the catch, and she'll shoot free throws. O'Gara picks up the personal foul. That'll be her second.
A few Cardinal players down there talking with the referee.
What do you
Trying
do?
to get a few things sorted.
When your team has turned it over 18 times, how do you stop it?
So it can be from so many different things. There's so many new players on this team, right? So you're still figuring out how to play with each
Chemistry,
other. How do the pieces all come together? And then sometimes you press too much. You're trying to make too much happen, and you get tight a little bit. That's when passes go sailing out of bounds, and you gotta learn how to play relaxed. And sometimes that's not as easy as it sounds.
Zags defense playing with great energy right now from the deep corner. That one rimmed out. Swain had a good look at it. Okuso with the basketball for Gonzaga. Gardner. Okuso from the elbow. That's too much. Gardner trying to chase it down, but Swain beat her to it. Right to the rim, Ogden. Stanford up by 6.
That transition, how quick they can get the ball up and get an easy 2 for transition points. You got to get back and pick up your players.
That shot for 3 left short by Taylor Smith. Loose ball. Gardner picks it up for Gonzaga. A minute to go here in the third. Yeah, both teams look a little winded right now. Are you noticing that?
I'm watching a few players out there. Yeah, still early in the season, right? Getting your game legs under you. This is a big time game.
And there's a nice bucket by Taylor Smith. Whitaker with the assist. 4 points. About 10 seconds between the two clocks. So Gonzaga will get another 8 to shoot. Clardy gave it up. O'Gara back to Clardy. Drives on Whitaker, and the foul is called. That's number 3. She's looks at the officials with dismay. Whitaker went straight up. It appeared from here. But that's her 3rd personal foul. That's a big one.
That is a big one.
And it puts Clardy at the free throw line where she is 1 of 1 today. Stanford is a team 6 of 10. Zags have cooled off from behind the 3-point line. They're 0 for 4 in that third.
Well, yeah, and they haven't made a 3 since the first half.
Clardy makes it a 5-point game. That's her 15th point. Stanford up by 6. Betancourt. Ganesh drives off the glass, falls out, rebounds Stanford. We go to the 4th in Spokane. The Cardinal with a 6-point lead. They were 7 for 14 in the third. 9 rebounds, 6 turnovers. The Zags 4 of 13, 7 rebounds, 7 turnovers. Cardinal up by 6. Zags with time. Well, a lot of new faces. We've been talking about that throughout the broadcast, but Kuso, Gardner, Lichty, Smith, Hale, Loping, Wilson. A few we haven't seen.
Yeah.
It's going to take time, right, to find the chemistry, to find
yeah,
the magic sauce, the secret sauce that makes all this work.
Where you fit, like what's your role, and it's just it takes time. It takes going through the ups and downs together and building upon those experiences. I think they've got all the pieces. They're really excited about these transfers and also the freshmen.
And that's the thing, right? When you play a team like Stanford, they don't care.
Oh, no.
They don't care if you're not quite there yet.
Well, and I think if you look at Stanford, they're kind of figuring that out for themselves as well. They've got some very talented freshman class and the upperclassmen, and they had some injuries last year that kept some of those more experienced players out, and so figuring out how to all work together.
Good takeaway. Nice job by Sierra Lichty. Zags down by just 6. Dahlin back on the floor for GU. Been in foul trouble for most of the game. Osorobo's 3. That's long. Stevenson clears the miss. Zags now 0 for 6 in this second half from 3. Check that, 0 for 5. Elbow jump shot. That was too easy, though.
She's got a great look and shot. She's just really confident from that 15-foot range elbow area there, Aguera.
Stanford's largest lead now is at 8. Osorobo. Here's Lichty. Okuso. The transfer from St. Mary's hangs. Missed. Stevenson clears it. Gonzaga's struggling offensively in the second half. It's really started that last 4 minutes of the second quarter.
Yep.
They have not been in a rhythm since.
Yeah, the turnovers and mission shots, like early on, like when they were making those 3-point shots, they're really feeling it, getting the momentum going, opened up the paint, and some drives at the rim there. And since then, like you said, it's just kind of been a little discombobulated.
It's Stanford's defense, though, right? They just don't give up easy looks. They don't give you an easy shot. You should be able to throw it to Whitaker, let her go to work and get a bucket, but Stanford doesn't let you do that.
They're very disciplined, and they know how to scout teams. They're always looking to take away your number 1, 2 options, and they've got teams scouted out, and so they know where you want to go and what you like to do, and they try and take that away.
Foul called on Sierra Lichty. That's number 2 on her, first against GU this quarter. Zags need some stops. Clardy the drive, skip to the corner. Apolu. Now Clardy from the deep corner. Lichty runs down the miss. Ogden chasing, and a foul is called. Number 40, Courtney Ogden. She's been a problem in this game for GU. She's the 3rd Cardinal in double digits with 5 or 10 points, but she has 5 rebounds now with 4 personal fouls.
Shooting really well, 5 for 7 in 22 minutes.
But she's been active. Betancourt, oh, missed the lay-in. Had an easy run at it and threw it over the rim.
Oh man, she had everybody faked out on the court there, and it was, I guess, one of those where it's so open, it's too open.
Here's Swain. Gara the drive, she missed it. It's off of Lichty. Stanford ball, 11 to shoot. Swain. Look at the rebound. Aguera. Boy, that was a big-time board there. She was not going to be denied. Got to the ball, put it back. Stanford leads by 10. Betancourt needing the 3, missed it.
Yeah, going back to that rebound by Aguera, she just wanted it more.
Oh,
yeah.
Word. Lauren Whitaker back on the floor for GU. With the ball, spins, bounce, falling away. Shot is good for Taylor Smith.
Yeah, nice little post-to-post action there. I wasn't sure that pass was going to get through. She put it just on spot.
And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Or is it a timeout? 6:50 to play. Gonzaga is still within range, but Stanford might be in control. They're up by 8. More to come. Deal of the game brought to you by Stihl. Stihl deals are happening now, from instant savings to free battery offers. You can enjoy great deals on select Stihl tools. For more details, shop online or in store at your local Stihl dealer. Offer valid for limited time at participating dealers while supplies last. There's your Stihl of the game.
Chloe Clardy, just heads up play by the junior there. She has had a phenomenal performance so far in the game. 15 points, 5 for 11, couple threes, made all her free throws. She's got a couple rebounds, a couple assists. I have really enjoyed watching her play, and again, I'm going to touch on it. She comes off the bench. She averages the most minutes for this Cardinal team, and she gets it done. I mean, she has been really
I wonder why
fun.
that happens. I wonder why she comes off the bench.
Well, you got to have sparks off the bench too.
Yeah. I guess I've always been told by many coaches in my life too. Heister, it doesn't matter who starts a game.
Who finishes.
Yes. And you know Clardy's going to finish them. Gonzaga still has a chance. A lot of time to go. They got to stop the turnovers, and they're going to have to hit some threes. Betancourt, Whitaker
Great
open.
Play.
Whitaker now with 8.
Great execution there. Really well executed out of the timeout.
And a whistle and a foul away from the ball, and I think it's on Whitaker. I think that's the call, and that is her 4th personal foul. And that'll get her out of the game, I'm sure.
That is huge, especially after that big play, that set play for her.
That brings in Jaden Hale, number 23. She's played well. 2 points, 3 rebounds, couple of assists. Just a freshman. Swain got inside, missed the shot box out there on that rebound by Hale. Betancourt with it for GU.
Trying to run that little cross screen again for the post down low. Wasn't there this time, but Turner.
She showed some toughness on that finish, didn't she?
Getting it done from inside the three-point line.
And now the heat turned up a little bit, and the fans getting back into the game. Sensing a chance here. Stanford up by 4 with the ball. Gonzaga on a 6-0 run. They've hit their last 3. Swain, the drive, got all the way in there, and the blocking foul is called on Jaden Hale.
The Kennel Club down there letting the ref know. Right here you can see, yep, still sliding, no set feet.
That's number 1 on Hale, number 3 on GU. And Haley Swain, a freshman from Marietta, Georgia, at the free throw line, and rattles in the front end now with 8 points and 4 assists. Zags need that tremendous burst of energy to last for the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
It'll give them a chance.
Yeah, it's like you said, still plenty of time here. Continue to execute. They've had some good looks.
This is your home floor. You gotta protect it. You gotta go down fighting. 6 points Stanford advantage. Betancourt behind the back. Trying to get it inside to Hale, but I think you're just too close to her for the pass.
Yeah, too congested.
Stevenson. And there's the turnover by Stanford. Try to go back to Lopolo.
Just watching both coaches with these new teams trying to figure it out, man. They're woo, they're gonna have fun in some film.
Deflection goes right to Allie Turner, but Clardy is all over her. Obviously the bigger player. Gardner from the corner needed that one to go. Clardy the weak side rebound. Back comes Stanford. Gardner now 2 for 3 from downtown, 6.6 rebounds. Stevenson, Ogden trying to get free. Betancourt not letting her. And now Clardy. Oh, the defense sagged and she buried it from just inside the free throw line.
And patience there by the upperclassmen.
Turner. Interesting, she didn't get a shot off there. Had some space. And the foul called against the Cardinal. And that'll go on to Lana Lopolu, the senior from Alameda, California.
And if you're Gonzaga, you just kind of need that big play. This arena is just ready to explode. They were sitting there. They were getting loud, getting behind them. They need that big play to really get them going again.
They need a three. They need a defensive stop and a run out. Transition three, get this crowd of 6,000 back into the game. Okuso. Whitaker on the floor with those 4 fouls. Gardner. Okuso calling for the ball, and she got it. Skip to the corner, 3 to shoot. Whitaker's got to get it off. I don't think she did. They're going to look at this one. I don't think she got it off. It went in. This is a big moment in this game.
Very big.
What do you think, Steph? From my vantage point, it looked like it was late.
I was going to say it made it, but
all right, well, let's hope
we get the
you're
benefit
right.
of this replay here. Let's watch for the red lights. Oh, yep.
Not off in time. Not going to count.
Nope.
Oh, they just called the basket good in here, but I think he spoke too early.
I think he was saying initially it was called good, but they're reviewing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty obvious that.
It's official, no basket. So a shot clock violation gives it back to Stanford with an 8-point lead. 3:23 to play with the ball.
So Gonzaga's going to come out on this 1-2-2 that we've seen them historically use. They've had good success in past years with this 1-2-2, getting turnovers.
And now Stanford will be deliberate. Draining that clock is a win. Ogden got into the paint, rolled it over it. 58-48.
Ogden having a really nice shooting. 6 for 8, 12 points.
Gardner. Dolan at the high post. Turner's 3 won't go. And the miss cleared by Agara. And back comes Stanford. Stevenson. Clardy through the middle. Here's Ogden. 6 to shoot. 3 on the way, and she's fouled.
She landed a little funny on her foot there. A little slow to get up.
Foul called on Taryn Gardner. Chloe Clardy's going to go to the line and shoot 3. She's perfect today, 3 for 3. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Looks like she's tightening that shoe up.
Chloe's from Conway, Arkansas. You know what that means?
She's tough.
She's tough.
And you know, you got to credit her. She's got it done offensively, but she is also defensively has had quite the assignment. She's been out there guarding Turner. She's been causing all sorts of trouble for the Zags here today. When we saw her for the steal play of the game.
She's been relentless on both ends.
Yep.
Now with 19 points and other free throws, she'll have an even 20. And this is extending this lead out to a point that's going to get really tough now. Stanford up by 13, 2:07 to play. Gonzaga needs some good quick shots now. They need stops. Here's Turner driving, step through, scores. Turner now with 14.
You got to appreciate the way she's balancing out her game now. She's really looking for those drives as well as the three.
O'Gara. Here's Ogden. Ogden with the handle off the glass. It seems so easy for her.
Yeah.
Remember Satu Sabali when she played at Oregon?
Yeah. Oh.
Kind of looks like her to me. She develops a three-point shot. Like Satu could put it on the floor and go, and she could stand out there and bury it.
Really poised. Looks really poised out there.
Big time rebound by O'Gara there. She's been really physical in this second half for Stanford. Stevenson the catch. Under a minute to go. Apollo. 6 to shoot. Corner. Ogden for 3. Kuso in transition. Kuso with 9, 63-52. Stanford's going to get out of here with a victory. They won the other night in Pullman against Washington State. They'll get out of this two-game road swing with a couple of victories and push their record to 5-0. Gonzaga's going to go to 2-2 on the year. And the bucket goes with 7 seconds to play. Kuso will drive, and that's it. 65-52 the final. Great first half for Gonzaga. Yeah. They got to about that 3-4 minute mark of the second quarter, and really it was Stanford's physicality, I think, that stood tall from that point forward. They created turnovers, and Gonzaga had a hard time finding those easy buckets that they had in the first quarter and a half. Yeah,
they started turning Gonzaga over. 20 turnovers they forced them into, which then Stanford turned into 23 points. I think that's the biggest thing when you look back at this game you're going to look at.
Time to announce tonight's player of the game, presented by A to Z Rental. No job is too big or too small. With 8 convenient locations, we rent everything. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player. It is Chloe Clardy with 20 points on 6 of 13 shooting, 6 of 6 from the line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. She was clearly the best player on the floor today. Yeah,
out there 33 minutes, coming off the bench for the Cardinals. She really had a complete game offensively and defensively. Just a solid upperclassman there for the Cardinal. Congrats to Chloe Clardy.
And we're going to take another look at our steal play of the game.
So we mentioned those offensive stats there, but right here, just the smart heads-up play. She just kind of held back and then snuck in there for the and one. I mean, you know, you look at that stat line, but she was perfect from the free throw line too. 6 for 6. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was your Multicare play of the game, whether you're at home or in the kennel. Multicare's team of doctors, nurses, and specialists partner with you all season long. Well, it was fun for a very long time, and there was great hope at halftime that Gonzaga was maybe going to be able to take down Stanford for a second consecutive time here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. But when the dust settled, it just means that Stanford's a little bit farther along right now in their development for this season. You can see all the young pieces for Coach Fortier and their staff to work with. It's coming. Allie Turner's a star. Whitaker's going to be a stud. And there is some depth on this Zag team that I like.
Yeah, I like that you touched on the depth. In previous games, they've had really good bench production. Tonight, only 10 points from the bench, but they can go deep. They have some size that they can bring off the bench. Like you said, and we've talked about it, I think they just need a little more time together.
Yeah, the cookies need to bake a little bit longer.
There you go.
There you go. That was a good chocolate chip with a little pecan in it. That sounds really good right now. All right, 65-52 the final, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy what's left of your Sunday afternoon. For Stephanie Hawk-Freeman and the rest of our Gonzaga basketball crew here working for SWX, I'm Greg Heister. Good day from the McCarthy Athletic Center. Stanford with a 65-52 victory.